Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I'm back with news, and we've got breaking news from The Athletic that Manchester United have reached an agreement in principle with Erik Ten Hag to become the new manager. That comes from David Ornstein, who also says he's expected to join on a contract that will run for at least 4 years at Manchester United, or up to 4 years at Manchester United. Now, this comes after a week of will he, won't he accept Manchester United's proposals. We heard he could possibly end up in Germany. We heard he dreamed of maybe one day managing Bayern Munich, and therefore a path through German football was one that looked like it may appeal to him. Manchester United had to make him the right promises and assurances that he'd have things his own way in terms of rebuilding the squad, the academy, and all those things. And it seems like that may have happened. As sceptical as we'll all be about Manchester United's owners and the people that run the football club in terms of fulfilling promises, it looks like he has had the assurances that is needed, as according to this report, Manchester United have an agreement in principle with Erik Ten Hag to become their next permanent manager. Now, it seems like the official announcements of that, his coaching staff, they all seem to need to be finalised as of yet. Ajax have a cup final coming up, and they're still in a title race, and Manchester United want to be respectful of that and maybe wait to make an announcement, an official announcement, after that cup final, which is on April the 17th. But it looks like we may have our man. There's been a lot of talk about Pochettino, a lot of talk about Ten Hag. It looks like over the last couple of weeks, Manchester United have sharpened their focus on the Dutchman, and the Dutchman looks like he could be coming in. We'll be discussing that and much more here on AdamMcKola TV. Before we get stuck into that, make sure you're hitting that like button, you're commenting, you're sharing, and of course you are subscribing to AdamMcKola TV too. On what could be a positive day for our future, we still know we have to get a lot right at Manchester United. We still have to make sure that we give the new manager the opportunity to build the club in his image and the foundations to be successful. We haven't done that so far since Sir Alex Ferguson has left. And in fact, we only achieved success at Manchester United when Sir Alex Ferguson was here because of his genius, not because of the running of the club above him. Because as we know, the Glazers have stripped Manchester United of finances and money for an awful long time, and the 17 years that they have been at the club. Interestingly enough, protests have been scheduled for this weekend's game against Norwich, with Manchester United supporters groups coming out and saying that they want Manchester United fans to protest this game by not going inside the ground for the first 17 minutes. Anything that is a stand against the Glazers, I stand with, because I agree with those guys. The Glazers have been running Manchester United into the ground for an awfully long time. But hopefully this decision, Erik Ten Hag coming in, is a decision which we can see give us a little bit of hope on the pitch. For as bad as those guys are, we all obviously want to see Manchester United improve on the pitch. We want to see our players in the academy be given an opportunity to be successful. And hopefully Erik Ten Hag is that man. Let's have a read of this story. Manchester United have reached an agreement in principle with Erik Ten Hag to become their next permanent manager. The Athletic understands. It is believed to be a verbal agreement. He is expected to join on a contract to run up to 4 years. Ajax are aware of the situation and still need to reach a deal with United. United will also need to finalise details and documentation, while there will be no official agreement or announcement until after Ajax face PSV Eindhoven in the Dutch Cup final on April the 17th. This story is from David Ornstein, but it goes on to say the Athletic understands his coaching staff will also be finalised in due course. We hear talk about Jaap Stam saying that he wouldn't mind coming back to Manchester United in any role if he could help the club become more successful on the pitch. We hear talk about Robin van Persie potentially being one of those, Rennie Meulenstein potentially being one of those. We hear talk about Steve McLaren as well. We've heard a lot of names thrown into the mix over the last couple of weeks, and of course Erik Ten Hag wants to keep some of his staff that he's relied on for most of his career as a manager so far. United want to be respectful to both Ajax and Ten Hag as they have a cup final to play and are still seeking to be champions of Holland. United and Ten Hag reps SEG have declined to comment. Ten Hag will replace Ralf Rangnick, who has been doing the job on an interim basis since former manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was sacked by the Premier League club in November. Now, not only are the Athletic, but David Ornstein going as far as to say he will replace, Ralf Rangnick. Not no ifs, buts or maybes. He's saying he will. He says Paris Saint-Germain head coach Mauricio Pochettino had also been on the club's shortlist, but they have opted against appointing the former Tottenham boss. Ten Hag, the boss, has been the head coach of Ajax since December 2017. He joined the Dutch club from Bayern Munich's second team, where he worked with Pep Guardiola. The 52-year-old guided Ajax to the semi-finals of the Champions League in 2019, where they lost to Poch's Tottenham. Ajax won the Eredivisie title in 19 and 21 and are currently top of the table by 4 points. That would be his third league title in 4 seasons at Ajax, which would be an incredible achievement as well. Of course, Ajax are a highly competitive club over there, and them winning the league is nothing new, although they did have a little bit of a dry patch. And Ten Hag coming in 3 and 4, amazing stuff. And hopefully he can apply his skills as a coach, his tactical nous as a coach. He likes to play in a 4-3-3. He likes his centre backs to do weird positional things, which many managers don't particularly like them to do. And he'll need players that want to come in and play the way he wants his team to play. Because you look at some of our players at the moment and you look around the team, we need a lot of work, and that's what a lot of the talk was about in the last couple of weeks. It felt like posturing, it felt like just extra stories being squeezed out, but you could believe a lot of it. Erik Ten Hag saying he wanted power over that squad. He wanted to work alongside someone like Ralf Rangnick in terms of rebuilding Manchester United, and he wanted to really get a grips with that team, and hopefully he can do that. We have got a few players that you would like to see United hold on to, and hopefully Ten Hag can revitalise them. When you're looking at the likes of Jadon Sancho, when you're looking at the likes of even Marcus Rashford, who's been in abysmal form this season, hopefully he can get some of our players like that performing again. He needs to sort out that midfield area. We know that, he needs to sort out that defensive area, but we have got, hopefully, someone like Rafael Varane, if he can keep fit next season, to build that defence around. So yes, we do have a few players that can prove key going forward for Man United, but it has to be a wholesale change, really. This isn't just going to be a one transfer window job. We're going to have to take a while to get going again. Maybe not being in the Champions League could be a blessing in disguise, as much as you want to be in that competition as a fan. I'm sure the players and the managers and all that. Manchester United really need to just get things sorted from the ground up. Maybe introduce some of these great young players that we've got. Because at the moment, you're looking at it and you're going, give some of the youngsters a chance. But actually, do you want to scar them by putting them into this team? You see some of our most experienced players, some of the players that have won the most and experienced most things in football, losing their heads again after Everton. When you see what Cristiano Ronaldo did walking off the pitch. It's like, we need to sort things out. And hopefully, with this news, Erik Ten Hag becoming Manchester United's next manager, we can start to do that. But like a lot of people say, and I agree with them as well,